Wait. Oh, okay.
We're
Good
live.
countdown.
Now
What's happening?
I feel like it's too much on my side and not enough on your side.
That's how you, because you want to be in the center. You know how
I
you do.
don't
But it's okay.
want to be
Because I'm
in
about
the
to
center.
see Clutch City.
All right. So
Introduction.
here we go. Here we go today. And,
Thank you, Ron.
And here's what's interesting about these new broadcasts is our new dynamics that we have going on right now. So here we have the baby because she's not ready to go to sleep. Everybody, this is Azizi. Azizi, say hi, baby. Yeah. So she's not quite ready to go to sleep, but it's getting late and we need to get it started. So
go ahead.
Did you have something you want to say?
No.
Oh,
no.
Okay.
Please, I don't want my space to be all
today,
inside.
first of all, hey everybody, how you doing?
Hey.
I am Bestette. This is Umoja. And we are doing Black Couples Coffee and Conversation.
Y'all hear how our voices change? I am Bestette. This is you. I'm just saying, I caught that. You just went into.
Okay, so tonight we are talking about is it your responsibility to teach your partner how to love you? And this was a question that I saw in one of my other groups that I'm on in Facebook. And I was like, oh, that's an interesting topic because there are a lot of things that kind of go along with that. And, it seems like we're talking about relationships a lot. But we've got some other stuff we're going to talk about too. We're going to get into some real black shit. That's going, yeah.
We're in a relationship.
But we are in a relationship.
No, because I heard you say that.
Yeah.
Obviously, I wasn't planning on coming in and interrupting because I'm eating. I'm starving. I'm sorry. But we're in a relationship, though.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it was apropos for having the first one in a long time being on the gender war stuff because, gotta be, I am going to maybe sometimes tell them in proper help sometimes, but outside that, we are in a relationship, and I think that just having a different point of view on relationships is important too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So kind of a disclaimer. First of all, we don't have all the answers. This is a conversation that we are having. This is strictly our opinions. We are not experts here. And one thing about our conversations is that we decide what we're going to talk about ahead of time, but we don't discuss what we're going to talk about ahead of time. We come up with an outline, but then how I feel about something may not be the same as how he feels about something. And so that's kind of the X factor there is that we don't discuss necessarily what the other person's going to say or how the other person feels about a certain subject. So tonight, getting into it, let's talk about how do we feel about the question. How do we feel about the question, is it your responsibility to make sure that, or to teach your partner how to love you? How do you feel about this question?
I think it's important, in a sense. I think it's an important question to ask.
Mm-hmm. So when I first saw the question, I was like, my first response was like, well, yeah. But then there is, I guess, a part in a lot of relationships where you say, yeah, but then it's like, there's also that, a lot of people go into a relationship with the expectation that somebody's supposed to know how to love you and they're supposed to treat you the right way. But then doesn't that come down back to the person where it's like, well, then did you choose the right person? If you're looking for someone who automatically knows how to love you and what your love language is, does that mean that you chose the wrong person? So I don't know. There's kind of some different sides and some different ways that I feel about the question.
for me, it's like all depends on the dynamic of the relationship.
Mhm.
So okay, I guess you got to come at it with the assuming that like you're talking about a relationship where people actually want to be in a relationship. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Be together and
Yeah.
everything else. Because we can go all off onto some other shit if we don't.
Okay.
That's how I feel.
Okay. Well,
That's how I feel.
so in our relationship, yeah, we're gonna get into our relationship. In our relationship,
just like that.
We just wanted to jump right in.
Man.
So in our relationship, do you feel like we've taught each other how to love each other, or do you think that the person just came like that we came into the relationship knowing how to love each other? Yeah.
Well, I do think that that we have taught each other how to like be the person that to love each other. Yeah, I don't think that any extra words. But
say what you're gonna say.
But no, I'm trying to. Okay. but I also think that like it was through trial and error though, you know, and I think that's when you figure out who real and who not though, because if I'm doing something that's not trying to say it without getting all wordy, right? But because I keep on going to different parts of love, right? Mm-hmm. But like if I'm doing something, or you doing something, or your partner is doing something that's not in your mind showing them how to love you, then you could either be like, see, nope, you know, red flag, I gotta go, depending on what it is. But for some people, it could be something small, right? Like red flag, I gotta go, or be like, hey, this ain't cool, and this is how it makes me feel, just so you know. Or something, and it like again, it don't have to be anything like super big, right? Like you could just know what kind of cereal I like. No, I ain't gonna eat it that much, but I know he likes the cereal when he want a bowl of cereal. Something small like that, where just one day you'll be sitting out there like, man, this was hella cool that you look out before me get the cereal, like, right, like that kind of stuff. See, I'm trying to be too worried because I'm still hungry. I gotta replenish.
Your stomach is talking right now.
Basically.
I definitely feel to some extent that we have taught each other.
So one more thing before you
go
all the way in. Okay.
I think that we've taught each other, but I do think that a lot of, for me on my end, I think a lot of me learning about how to love him was to listen and be observant. And I guess that's kind of like where trial and error comes in. It's like, you know, you try one thing, or you present one thing, and depending on how they take it or whatever, you know, you kind of go from that. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, because it's important for real, is that like it's still learning. I don't think to like say like, you know, like, yeah, no, for real, because we people, we change.
Yeah.
We grow.
Yeah. I think that's one thing that's nice about our relationship, though, is that we have a relationship where we can talk about those things and be like, yeah, you know, I know in the past that this seemed to be something that I really enjoyed, but I just realized today that that's just not really my thing anymore, you know? And I think no matter what it is, as long as you are supportive of your partner, you know, and their growth, you know, it's always a good thing. Doesn't mean that you should stay with someone just because your partner is growing, and if they're growing and you're not there with them, then you know that doesn't mean you should stay in a relationship. But that's not really what we're talking about right now. We're talking about, you know, loving someone, and do you need to, you know, teaching them how to love you, or already knowing how to love them. So I will say this: when I first met Umoja, I'm just saying. How did it
turn into when I first met Umoja?
When I first met Umoja, I just my spirit told me a lot about him, and what his general needs as a man might be. And I think I did good. I think I did all right. I think I killed it.
You killed it, huh?
I think I
Damn.
killed it. So that brings us to kind of talking about the 5 love languages. So the 5 love languages, baby. What are the 5 love languages? 5 love languages.
Let me see if I know them. Quality time, physical touch, quality time, physical touch, acts of service, gifts, and words of affirmation.
Yes. So Umoja and I took the love language quiz. And we don't know what the other's results is. But here's what we're going to do. I'm going to guess what I think his love language is. And then he's going to guess what he thinks my love language is. And then we're going to discuss whether we actually agree with it or not. So yes, the show is about, is it your responsibility to teach somebody how to love you? But we are going to kind of go more into like what the love languages are. And kind of, we're trying to reconnect with you. So we're giving you some insight into what's going on in our relationship and things like that. So, okay, I don't want to see. Okay. So, Umoja, I think that your main love language is between quality time and gifts. I'm gonna say I think it's gifts.
Nope. You are wrong. And why would you think quality time? I'm curious.
Because you always fuss when I'm not at home with you. But maybe it's just because you want me to take care of the kids.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Your game.
I don't know what you're talking about. But
so that was wrong?
Yes.
Okay, what do you think mine is?
Your top one, I would say, is now I'm thinking acts of service.
Nope.
That's what I would say though, instead of like over analyzing it.
Okay.
I would immediately say acts of service.
Okay.
That's what I would say.
Then I'm not loved very much in this household.
That's what I said.
If that's my love language, these MFers do not love me. They don't do shit.
That's why I said that is not true.
You're right. That's
Dang it.
For the most part.
Look, let's just be clear, huh? Let's just be clear. You need help. Got an SOS.
Oh shit. Okay.
So what did them people say your first one was? Let's just do the first one and then read the other.
The first one is words of affirmation.
See, I would have thought that's something I would have thought of.
What was your first one?
It was quality time.
I said that goof.
No, you didn't. You said it's either quality time or gifts.
And then I said gifts.
You said gifts. But I'm like, why would you say quality time? And I'm like, why would they say it's quality time? That's really weird to me.
I was surprised about words of affirmation.
I don't. I mean, I answered the digital thing honestly, just like how I felt like I already know that one. I pick over that or whatever. But yeah, because I don't really see myself as like I need quality time with you, because I don't consider coming home and then the kids everywhere and we got to take people to practice and then we got to do this and do that. That ain't no quality time. We just here parenting time.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that's not what you want.
This is the thing though. When I do be saying stuff like let's go do something, let's go out and stuff like that, like when it's just us, no distractions unless we want the distraction to enter, like let's go shoot some pool or let's go bowl or something like that. But yeah, that was really interesting to me. But my second one is what I would think would be my first one. It was physical touch. Yeah, that's what I would think would be my first one.
Really? I don't feel like you do that much though.
See, but I know that's what I do like though. You know, just.
Do you want me to physically touch you?
No, don't me see. Listen. Listen. But yeah, then that was my second one. But the quality time really threw me though. I was like, that's stupid. Like I want to take it again.
Okay.
It down sound
So
right.
mine, my second one, I just lost it.
I didn't act.
Hold on. My second one. Why is it doing that? Okay. My second one is physical touch.
How we both got the same for the second one.
Right. So my second one is physical touch. My third one is quality time.
That's why you don't give me no quality time. You don't care.
And my fourth one is acts of service. Here's what killed me: 0% receiving gifts. That's a lot. Because I definitely like to have gifts. I definitely like gifts.
All the gifts.
I like gifts. I like boxes to show up at my door. I'm like, ooh, what you get me? What you get me? What is yours?
What?
What is yours? What is your like third, fourth, and fifth? What is it?
20% receiving gifts, 13% acts of service, and 7% words of affirmation.
Well, at least you got this percentage. I didn't get any. Okay. So do you agree with it?
No.
Why or why not?
No.
What do you think yours should be?
Physical touch, receiving gifts, acts of service, quality time, and words of affirmation.
Does that sound right to you?
If it was in that order, yeah.
Oh, okay. I think probably for me, acts of service might be
That's what I said.
the first one for me.
That's what I would have said.
Yeah. But I don't know because like I said, I don't
I'll keep coming in and out of
really experience. But the quality time I think is definitely they're in the right spot. But I do also like physical touch. Words of affirmation, I mean, I like that too. It's important for me to know that like we're good. You still want me here, you know? But gifts like being 0%, I was like, what do you mean 0%? This is wrong. This is rigged. That's crazy.
No more gifts for you.
I want all the gifts. I don't know. What are some of the benefits of someone knowing how to love you? What do you think some of the benefits of that are?
What? Say it again.
The benefits of someone knowing how to love you. Like, do you come into a relationship? Do you expect to come into a relationship and somebody just knows how to love you? And then do we get upset? Are we supposed to be mad if they don't know how to love us? Are we supposed to just say, fuck this, I'm not doing this anymore?
Yes.
Or is that the reason why there's so many broken relationships right now? Because nobody wants to put work in on it.
You know what I think?
Where's the boundary? Yeah.
I think people don't care about love.
Could be.
I mean, these depending on what subculture you're talking about, I can't just wrap everybody up in that. It's some hopeless romantics and faithful people and everything. Still, surely. I just mean like let's say popular culture. Like it's not the end thing to be going around talking about love and the dreamy eyed girl or the slick walking guy. It's more like these motherfuckers better give me money. They better just be super nasty. I mean, seriously though, it ain't no how we supposed
what
to.
What are they bringing to the table?
It's not know how we gonna love on each other. Like straight up though, it's not any of that.
I know. For a long time, I believed that love needed to be the foundation of a relationship, and I don't know that that's necessarily true. I think love helps. I think love gives you the drive to work in your relationship, but I don't know that a relationship just built off of love is necessarily a healthy, thriving relationship.
I think that's obvious because you don't come into a relationship like I love you, like you know what I'm saying. Like let's go out on the date and I love you. Like
You say that, but then there are people who are like they decide to go into a relationship because they think that the love is there,
That's stupid.
and that people go into relationships
But
because
I
they think
mean,
that the love is there, and it's like
that's a good. That's an
because
interesting.
what they think is, and you have to think about different people think different things, view love differently, and they express love differently.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
And so, what one person's expression of love might be, might not look like love to somebody else. You know, you know what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
Um, I mean, people have everyone has baggage, and so I think that like that sometimes plays a role in what love looks like to them. Because let's talk about Black people in America. What does love look like to them as far as if you put it on a big spectrum?
I was thinking. You don't think about a song.
No,
what
but
does
I was
love
just
look
thinking
like?
about like how the abuse that we take and look at it as like love, and it's not the abuse that we take from like white people and government and
In the hell you start
I
talking
said
about white
it
people in government. That's
because
crazy.
I'm talking about love and what love looks like to people. That's what. What you
What you
want?
say?
I was just saying, what is your guys' definition of love? Like, what is love to you?
How you just gonna
This
come over here like
man
you the
just
producer?
came in here and hijacked the whole thing,
Right,
talking about.
right.
So our son comes in. He goes, "What is your guys' definition of love?" That's a good question, though, Rome. That really is a good question, and he wants to know because Rome wants to have healthy relationships in his future. What?
Yeah, I'm just thinking about, who that was the thing.
Oh, definition of love. That's a good one. Um, love is something you do. It's a verb.
Like for real. Though.
It really is. So I think for us personally, well, for me personally,
Yeah, don't be speaking for me. Hello. Hello.
wow, I don't know.
What is it?
I know what it isn't. It's so much easier for me to say what love isn't than
Why
to
is
say
that? That gotta
what
be
love
there.
is.
There has to be
Isn't
a
that weird?
psychological term. That ain't weird. That ain't weird.
You don't think that's weird that like I could tell you what love isn't, but I'm not exactly sure what it what my definition of it is. I know it when I feel it. I know when it's present, and I know when it's not present. But
I know what you mean.
yeah, it's a hard one. What's your guys? All the Facebook friend.
You guys.
What is your definition of love?
I would say love is like all passion encompassing emotions in action.
Hmm.
Like towards a thing, a subject, whatever.
And there's different kinds of love too. You've
Right.
got like love for your friends, love for your family, love for your children, love for your partner, and I think that those all look and feel differently. Yeah.
No, for real. And
Yeah.
that's why I try to think of a way to almost poetically say it. And yeah, it's just a bunch of emotions
Mhm.
in action.
Is love enough in a relationship?
No. I think it's
In
important
my
though.
opinion.
I think it's important.
Oh, yeah.
Like, cause without that, like, let's say, like, if it's not love and something, then a hard time come up, or anything, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
what's the point if there's no love? There's like, well, I ain't got to sit here and
I don't know
be
because
miserable.
even so, if you view it as a business,
Well, of
you know what I'm
course,
saying?
like,
so then it's like,
obviously,
what's the best decision for the business?
yeah,
You know, even if a hard time hits, okay,
obviously, yeah, but
is
then
it cheaper to keep her?
what kind of
or-
arrangement? Yeah, exactly. What kind of arrangement is that to have, like, with your life, though? You know, if you attach to somebody like that,
So definitely, love
unless
needs
it's
to be
been long
involved.
standing, unless it's
Mhm.
like something long standing, like we've been together for 30 years, right now, like clearly this.
I
shit-
think a lot of the older generation, which we're kind of getting into being
What the hell you
considered at
mean?
this time. But
I'm in
older
my
than
20s.
me,
30s.
yeah, I know, baby. Your daddy's tripping. I think that the generations, like my grandmother's
Still
generation, my grandmother's generation, I think that there was a lot of business arrangements. There's a lot of that. Like if you get pregnant, you
Mhm.
got to marry that
Oh
person.
yeah. Oh yeah.
You know,
Oh yeah.
sneaking off and being with somebody who you think you love, but you don't. But then once you're married, that's it. You have to stay married. You have to just work it out.
That's
I think
my
there was
fault.
a lot of business arrangements.
she's
Baby's tired. But yeah. But I definitely think that love is not enough to keep a relationship going necessarily, but it is definitely necessary in a relationship. Because I think that if it's not there, then you can make that decision to just give up easily. I think that the desire to put in the work to a relationship is not there because there's no love. Why would you do something that you don't love to do? Are you more likely to do something that you love, or that or put time into that, or are you going to put time into things that you totally can't stand?
You're telling the people off.
I wasn't telling them off. I'm just saying.
But yeah, no, I don't think it's because it's like, all right, this is like kind of a harsh metaphor or analogy, but it's like two like drug addicts or something, and they really love each other, but they just viciously violent towards each other, like losing everything. You know what I mean? They got kids taking away everything, and they say they love each other. And it's like, but man, y'all just don't seem like this is smart. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all might both need to go get worked out first. But yeah, or like some people say they love each other and they just really violent towards each other. Like both, and they both are like, yeah, is that is that cool? Could you passing that down too? But yeah,
love is not enough. But it's necessary.
It's definitely necessary though. Because now I'm sitting here thinking about talking about it, I'm like, it's close. I think it's close to enough, depending on the circumstances though. And that's why it's really hard to talk about relationships, because all of them are different. Just like every person is different, But yeah. I'm so glad I love you, because
you.
That's why I said it first. I said it first.
Listen, this
I
man
love you,
is
baby.
lucky that I love him.
You the luckiest woman in the world. What the hell is you talking about? I said it. I said what I said.
What?
What you just do?
I didn't do anything.
What she do?
I didn't do anything. I looked at the people and I smiled, and then you jumped. You got all subconsciously.
She like,
Oh, you want to go see Daddy? You want to see Daddy? All right, y'all. I think that's it for today. We got to get this child to sleep.
yes.
We're really going to work on
We're gonna
having
get back
a
with
time
y'all. We're gonna get back with
where
y'all.
we're earlier, so we can have more interaction and more people.
We're gonna get with y'all.
We're going to try to do it without our children, but there's a lot of them. There's a lot of kids around here, so it's hard. But y'all, thanks for listening in. Chime in. We also have a YouTube channel. What is it? What's our YouTube
I
channel?
think it's Emoji Best Set.
Emoji Best Set. Look at
I
that
think
on YouTube.
I don't know.
We'll try to put the link out there soon. And anyway, thanks for tapping in. And it's been real.
Deuces.
Bye.
Peace.